What's up everybody, Tony Earth High Tech Check, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dragon Touch's MAX10 Plus tablet. Now this is a sub $200 tablet, and I will also be putting a link in the description in case you guys want to pick this up yourself. And if you guys like me and you want to support my channel, please use those links because it helps me keep purchasing products to do reviews for you guys. Now I've done a couple other reviews on Dragon Touch's tablets and monitors, and they are pretty cool. This one is a 1080p 10.1 inch tablet. It does use quantum dot technology for the display, and that's going to give you a wider color gamut and more accurate coloring than regular LCD or LED screens. It also has eye care, which I'm assuming is that blue light filter. It's got an octa-core processor running Android 10 and has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So we're going to go ahead and see what you get inside the box right now. Then I'm going to go ahead and go through all of the tests, see how good the screen is, how well it works with some games, and I'll let you know my final thoughts after the video. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we have our tablet. Go ahead and put that off to the side for just a minute. See what else we get in the box here. Here we have a USB Type A to USB Type C cable. Here we have our power adapter, which does 5 volts at 2000 milliamps or 5 volts 2 amps. And then here we have our user manual. Okay, so that's it for the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tablet here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn this on real quick, and we'll take a look around. Take off the screen protector here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the screen here. It's got some nice rounded edges, which are pretty nice. It does seem to be surrounded by metal. There's your dual stereo speakers at the bottom. Nothing on that side. On the top here you have your USB Type C port, and then we also have a little door on the outside here. There is your microphone, your headphone jack, power button, and volume rockers. And if we take off the little backing here, it's just like a little plastic tab which pops off. As you can see, you can put a micro SD card in there up to 128 gigabytes. We got our camera on the back here with a little LED flash. And the majority of the backing on the tablet is also metal, and on the sides there's only a few plastic pieces on the top and the bottom in the back. There you go. It's pretty nice. It doesn't feel cheap. It's got a little bit of weight to it. And it also has that front camera on the top there. Okay, so first off, let's go over some of the specs that I didn't go over yet. It does have 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's got 32 gigs of built-in storage, which, like I said, you can expand with a micro SD card up to 128 gigs. It does have support for 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi signals, all the way up to IEEE 802.11ac. It's got 2 1-watt speakers. The front-facing camera is 5 megapixels and the rear camera is 8. It has Bluetooth 5.0, and you should be able to get up to 8 hours of music, 5 hours of video, or 5 hours of web browsing on a single charge. Alright, so let's go and take a look at the tablet here. Like I said, it seems pretty nice. It's got a good build to it. It's got a nice bright screen. As you can see, the brightness is now all the way up. It's definitely bright enough, and it's in my studio here with a lot of bright lights on. As you can see in the background, you can very easily see the screen. See, we get our torch back here. There's a little LED. Let's go and take a look and see what we got in the settings here. Here's our Wi-Fi, and I am connected to Wi-Fi right now. Apps and notifications. Battery. Display. There's our eye comfort, which we can turn on. As you can see, it turns the screen a darker shade of white to kind of minimize the eye strain. You can also turn that down as much as you want or turn it up. Go ahead and turn that off. Colors and contrast, dark theme. It's pretty nice. Advanced, auto rotate, display size. For your text, you can schedule power on, power off, sound. Here's our storage. I told you I had 32 gigs of onboard storage, and we've used 7 gigs already just by whatever is built into the tablet. So we have almost 75% left. It's our privacy. Lock screen, advanced here. Location, security. Here we have our screen lock. You can use face authentication. Now that I set up my face unlock, we'll go ahead and try that out. So there's no tap to wake. And as you can see, it unlocked just by looking at my face, so that seems to work pretty good. Accounts, accessibility, smart controls, lift to check tablet, mute alarms, flip the device. So the smart motion to check time, notifications, and others, pick up your tablet. We'll turn that on. Well-being timers, Google system, navigation bar. You can switch around the buttons on the tablet if you want to. So there doesn't seem to be any touch gestures like swiping. Okay, so here we are on YouTube. We're just going to go ahead and check out how good these speakers are. And here's one of my videos of Dragon Touch's other notepad. So go ahead and make this big here. As you can see, we are running a 1080p. Screen looks great. It's very sharp. Let's go ahead and see how the volume is. So here is the tablet itself. It feels like it has a all-metal back, which is surrounded by a plastic edge. And as you can see here, we have our power button, the volume rockers, our little microphone, USB types. So it's definitely really loud. Those two little speakers definitely put out a lot of volume. So you definitely won't have any problems hearing anything you're going to be watching on the tablet. And because they're facing downward, if you have them sitting like I do here, they're going to be that much louder because they're going to be bouncing the sound off of whatever it's angled on. So again, that screen looks really nice. This picture is very sharp. The colors are very vibrant. Looking good so far. So here we have a little bit of text on the screen here. We'll see how well that comes up. Super sharp. I don't see any visible pixels. Looks great. I think this would work really good as if you're going to use it to, maybe read some books or whatever. But as you can see, it's very sharp. Yeah, if you want to use this tablet for, reading an ebook or something, you won't have any issues reading any of the text. So the touch seems to be pretty responsive. There doesn't seem to be really any lag. So now I'm going to go ahead and load up a whole bunch of programs and see how the tablet responds then. Okay, so as you can see, I have added quite a few apps to the tablet itself. And there is a slight amount of sluggishness to the UI. It's not the smoothest, but this is a budget tablet, and for the slight amount that there is, I don't think that it's a huge deal, but it's just something I wanted to make you aware of. So now we're going to go ahead and test out some of the games and see how well they play on the tablet. So first we'll go ahead and start off with Asphalt 9. Okay, so this game does have a display setting. If we go into game settings, sound to display, you'll see that the visual quality has default and it also has high quality. Now I was playing these yesterday on high quality and there was some lag. It would freeze up for like a second or two here and there. It wasn't unplayable, but it did distract from the game. And I'll go ahead and keep that on high quality just so we can test that out and show you what it was doing. So as you can see, there was some stuttering right there, and that was just in the video. So there's a little bit of lag there, some stuttering. So there definitely seemed to be a little more lag in that particular level. Again, it's not so bad that you can't play the game, but it is noticeable. So it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now we'll play some PUBG. Okay, so here we are on PUBG, and I just want to show you the graphic settings that we can put the game on. So we do have HD, but we can't apply it to this tablet because the option's not available. So we only have a choice of smooth or balanced. I'll go ahead and click smooth, and for the frame rate we have it on medium, so we'll go ahead and click OK. Okay, so here we are on the plane. Does seem kind of smooth. There is a little bit of lag. We'll go ahead and see what happens when we jump out of the plane. Doesn't seem too bad. It's not the smoothest, but it's not the worst either. So it's definitely playable. Again, just like the other game, there is a slight amount of lag. Graphics don't look too horrible, but again, it's not on the highest resolution that it can be because it's not available on the device. But if you want to play some PUBG, you can. It's just not going to be the best experience possible. And I did play this the other day with a team, and I was able to actually get a chicken dinner. Okay, so now let's go ahead and test out that camera. Okay guys, so here's a little test of what the audio quality sounds like and the video quality looks like coming from the selfie camera. Now I am in my studio. It is very well lit. There's a lot of light around, so this is probably the best possible picture that you're going to get from the tablet. Now it is also worth noting that the back camera is only capable of recording up to 720p, and the front selfie camera only does 480p. And as far as the audio goes, it actually sounds pretty good. And then here's a little sample of what the video quality is like on the rear camera in a very well lit room. As you can see, it doesn't look all that bad, but it does get a little bit grainy here and there. And then this is a little video sample of what the video quality looks like in a lower lit room. As you can see, it's pretty grainy. And then here's some pictures that I took with the rear camera. And then some selfie pictures I took with the front camera with a well lit room and a darker room. And then here are some pictures taken in a totally dark room with the rear camera using the LED flash. I will also let you know that when you do get the tablet, there is a small, thin little piece of plastic over the rear camera that you need to take off first. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little test to see how good the battery life is on this tablet. As you can see here, we are at 99%. We're connected to Wi-Fi. So I'm going to just play YouTube and let it go for as long as it can, and we'll see how long the battery lasts. We also are at about 50% brightness, and I put it that way because We are in a pretty well lit room right now. As you can see the lights in the background, and you can still see the display perfectly fine. You don't need to put it up to 100%. So realistically, I want to put it at 50 because most likely you're going to be using it at 50 or less, depending on how bright it is, and I could only really see the 100% if you are maybe outside. This tablet also doesn't have a auto brightness setting on it, so you will need to adjust the brightness manually depending on your lighting situation. So I did run this tablet all the way down to 1%. As you can see, the screen on usage since last full charge was 6 hours and 29 minutes. And as you can see, I did not have it on any power saving mode. The least that you have to put it on is the smart saving mode, and that just regulates the usage on a day-to-day basis. And then here you can see finally it's down to 1%, and that gave us YouTube viewing for 6 hours and 26 minutes, all the way from 100%. And we still had 4 minutes left. Now in this testing, I actually could have gotten a lot more screen on time out of the tablet, but because it doesn't have a auto brightness sensor on it, I didn't want to adjust the brightness myself, so I simply always left it at 50%. But there were many situations where you won't even need it to be at 50%. If you're reading this tablet in a darker lit room, you can definitely turn it down almost all the way, if not to 25%, and that'll give you maybe about another half hour to hour usage out of the tablet. Now, as far as the viewing angles go on this tablet, they're actually really good. As you can see, when you turn the tablet, it doesn't dim pretty much at all, and you can pretty much see what's on the screen from almost any angle. And this is with the bright lights overhead. I'll also go ahead and turn off the light so we can see what it would look like without the reflection in the background. Okay, so I've turned off all the lights. As you can see, we don't see any more reflections. So now I'll go ahead and take a look at those viewing angles. Beautiful. And this is at full brightness as well. You can clearly see what's on the screen almost at 180 degrees. So it's got really great viewing angles as well. So here I wanted to see how well the tablet performed in direct sunlight, and with the brightness all the way up to 100%, you can easily see what's on the screen without any issues. So you can browse the web, watch some YouTube videos without having to worry about a lot of glare or a lot of washout because of the sun. So now that I've had a chance to use this tablet for about a week now, I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts. I'm going to give you some pros, some cons, and who I think this tablet is actually good for. Now the first pro I want to talk about is the excellent picture quality, especially for a 1080p screen. It's got beautiful colors because of that QLED screen, and they're actually the best that I've seen on a budget tablet. I mean, you can see for yourself, the colors are very vibrant and punchy and very easy to see. The next thing is the loud speakers. It's got the stereo speakers on the bottom. They're definitely loud enough for you to hear up close and personal with the tablet, and you can actually put the tablet down and walk away and still easily hear whatever you have playing on the screen. They also have excellent viewing angles. As you saw, you can pretty much turn the tablet wherever you want, and you can pretty much see what's ever on the screen. Even though it is a shiny screen, and there's still can be some reflections in the background. It also gets bright enough for the tablet to be used in direct sunlight, as you saw, which a lot of tablets don't have the capability of doing. And it also has a good build quality. Again, it's not super premium, but it doesn't feel cheap, and it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart at any minute. I think it's got a great build quality, especially because it is a budget tablet. So now let's talk about some of the cons. So one that I'm sure that you could see was the camera quality. The camera's good for taking photos. I wouldn't recommend this tablet for taking photos of memories that you want to keep forever. You kind of want to get the best picture quality for that. This quality is good for, maybe like kids or taking pictures of things you just maybe want to share with other people, but I wouldn't recommend using it to take pictures of, memories, things you really care about. The tablet's also not so great for playing high graphics content games, such as the ones that, I showed you. You can get by with playing them, but it's not going to be the absolute best experience. So you can game with this tablet, but it's definitely not geared for anybody who's going to use the tablet mainly for gaming. The battery life is also middle of the road. It's not the best, it's not the worst. 6 hours of battery life isn't horrible, but if you're going to use this, like on really long trips or something like that, you're most likely going to need to bring like a battery power bank or something to get you through. And there also is some lag just using the UI at certain points. It's not the worst, and to keep in mind, this is again a budget tablet, but again, it's not the quickest UI ever, especially if you're rotating the screen. It does say take some time to rotate. But again, it's just something I wanted to, make you aware of. It's not necessarily a deal breaker. Now, who do I think this tablet is really for? I think it's mainly for people who are going to use it for reading, maybe watching some YouTube videos, Netflix, going on social media, maybe doing some web surfing, listening to music. I think if you're going to use it for those things, this tablet is definitely a great option for you, especially because of how beautiful this screen is. Now, if you're going to use this mainly for gaming, I definitely wouldn't recommend it just because of the experience you're going to have, and you can't, put up the resolution hardly at all. It'll get you by in a pinch, but if you're using this mainly for gaming, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But again, I will be putting a link in the description in case you guys want to pick this up yourself. And if you guys like me and you want to support my channel, please use those links because it helps me keep purchasing products to do reviews for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell to let you guys know when I put out new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.